Through our surveillance cameras, you and I are about to watch real stories unfold. We document the intense pain that infidelity inflicts on a devoted partner. This show is dedicated to the loyal and serves as a warning to cheaters, hoping to guide them back to honesty and true commitment. Coming up on this episode, they are actually at a warehouse practicing together right now. Why are you here? I know you are cheating on me with him. Just stop. Is this worth it to you? Stop it. Is this really worth it? Stop. This is genuine reality television, brought to you by our own private investigators on cheaters. In the beginning, Kitty's girlfriend catered to her every single whim, showering the young woman with endless affection. Lately, though, Kitty feels her partner pulling away. Plagued by fears of abandonment, Kitty is starting to question her companion's true intentions. I am Clark Gable, and this is Cheaters. Kitty explained that she and Brittany were together for 2.5 years. She noted they originally met in a ceramics class while attending the exact same community college. Well, Kitty admitted that her partner's creative spirit was probably her absolute favorite trait. But lately she confessed that things between them had been getting strange. With all the constant conflict, she felt like Brittany was intentionally pushing her away. Brittany Foster is 24. The aspiring musician is suspected of playing a different tune in her relationship. Let's ride along as our squad heads to the house Kitty shares with her girlfriend. Before long, our undercover investigators spot the suspect leaving the house with her guitar, completely unaware she is being followed. Foster drives across town to a very upscale coffee shop. She carries her acoustic guitar with her right inside. When she steps out onto the patio, an unknown male joins her. The pair finds a secluded table and sits down together. Kitty recalled how the two of them attended a concert. They met a band that Brittany obsessed over, even though Kitty disliked their music. She mentioned her girlfriend started attending lots of their shows, which initially seemed perfectly fine. But then, Brittany suddenly asked if she could actually go on tour with the group. Claiming she would help them out on the road, Kitty was incredibly uncomfortable with the whole idea. It seemed suspicious just how much time she was suddenly spending with all these guys. Honestly, she usually would not mind, but something about the entire situation felt completely wrong. Brittany was always hanging at their shows, always staying late for after parties. Meanwhile, the suspect and her tutor begin their guitar lesson. The mystery guitar teacher slides his chair much closer to his student. After wrapping up, the teacher strokes his student's thigh in a clearly more than friendly way. A while later, Foster hugs her instructor goodbye. She finally leaves the scene, ending our day of surveillance once she arrives back home. Kitty remembered how Brittany used to do sweet little things like leaving romantic notes on the counter for her to find. Just small reminders of her deep love. While getting dressed, her girlfriend would repeatedly tell her just how beautiful she looked. Kitty initially thought the entire situation was completely silly, but that connection does not happen anymore. Kitty admits she lacks some affection, but she still goes far out of her way to do very sweet things for her partner. She constantly tells her exactly how much she loves her. She reminds Brittany she is wonderful. Kitty fears she does not do enough. Still, she feels she is doing everything she possibly can. She has no clue what else to do. Let's ride along as the Cheaters mobile unit follows the suspect tonight. Brittany Foster arrives at a local bar and disappears inside until our undercover agents find her. Foster has planted herself at a patio table, sitting extremely close to her guitar teacher. He is now identified as Cole. Foster slyly holds her tutor's hand beneath the table. Throughout the evening, Brittany passionately kisses her brand new paramour. As the long night winds down, Foster passes out warm hugs. Cole escorts Foster out to her vehicle, where they share a few more intimate kisses. Eventually, the suspect tears herself away from her new beau, enters her car, and leaves. The Cheaters team tails the suspect back home, ending the surveillance for tonight. Sticking with a stakeout at their shared home, the observers finally spot their elusive mark. She kisses her loyal girlfriend goodbye. Kitty drives off to work, completely leaving Foster alone inside the house. After some time passes, Cole arrives and parks out front. The young rocker knocks on the door and quickly gains entry to the home. Hidden interior cameras placed by Kitty capture the two musicians getting very comfortable on the couch. After sharing wine, Cole briefly steps away for a moment to indulge his smoking habit. When he returns, he sits right down and immediately begins kissing the cheating suspect, raising the heat level significantly. Foster then climbs right onto Cole's lap. The secret pair continue kissing. Foster eagerly helps her companion pull off his shirt. In due time, the suspect stands up and slowly leads Cole into another private room. The cheater's investigation wraps up the heartbreaking case for Kitty. Coming up is the explosive confrontation. With the suspect's devious actions now fully on display, Cheaters supplies Kitty with a harsh new reality. She is distraught with dark thoughts. You and I will watch Kitty finally face the painful truth. The lead investigator starts by thanking Kitty for coming out this afternoon, acknowledging they had to pull her away from a few important personal things. He reminds her that they have officially conducted their full investigation, and the team has uncovered some truly interesting new findings. He asks if she is prepared to watch. Kitty softly replies that this is exactly why she called. The investigator nods understandably. He explains that the surveillance began right outside her own residence. The footage shows Brittany stepping outside with a guitar in her hand. She calmly walks over to her personal vehicle and simply drives away. A short time later, she arrives at a local coffee shop. The video shows her meeting a gentleman. When asked if she recognizes him, Kitty sadly admits she has definitely seen him before. The client claimed he didn't know the guy well, but he recognized the other man as a familiar face. The surveillance video continued showing Brittany reciting what looked like sheet music. The mysterious man played along on his guitar, looking exactly like a private music lesson. A short while later, they wrapped up their guitar lesson at the coffee shop. He gave her a quick hug goodbye. She left the busy coffee shop alone and headed straight back home. You and I are going to watch this infidelity investigation unfold outside. The cameras caught the boyfriend and her walking outside together on that exact day. Investigators watched him leave for work, and a few moments passed. Then a strange vehicle arrived. That was when the same gentleman from the previous day stepped out of his car, walked right up to the front door, and went inside. The client had previously planted hidden spy cameras inside his house at the investigator's request. The following video clips came directly from those secret interior cameras. The cheating pair went inside and grabbed 2 glasses of wine and sat down on his couch. The hidden cameras caught the two of them casually chatting. Brittany eventually set her wine glass down, and right then, she received a phone call. Let's listen closely to this terrible lie. Hi, darling. Oh, hey, baby, how are you? I'm okay. One of the girls called in to work tonight. I'm gonna have to stay late. Hey, and was there nobody else who could cover? No, I've been trying to get a hold of a couple of the other waitresses, but everybody has excuses. So I think I'm gonna be stuck here for a while, ruining our plans. Okay, well, I love you. Love you too. All right, I'll see you later. Kiss. Bye-bye. After she hung up the phone, the other man returned from smoking his cigarette outside. He sat back down on the couch, and that was when things got very romantic. They started kissing heavily. The poor client couldn't even bear to look at the screen. It was painful to watch, especially knowing she would try to deny the whole affair. He was certain she would lie. Back on the couch, the betrayal escalated quickly. That was when she proceeded to take his shirt off, and the situation got much more heated. They headed straight to the bedroom. It was absolutely disgusting. Inside his own house, in his own home. Unbelievable. On his personal couch, and then in his own bed. Stick with me. We are hitting the road to catch these cheaters at the warehouse. The pair was practicing music right then. The client was finally ready to go confront Brittany. The camera crew led the way. 2, 3. What the fuck are you doing? Are you kidding me? Why are you here? I know what you did. I saw everything. She confronted him, claiming she had the surveillance footage and knew he was cheating with this man. She announced she was his girlfriend, deeply shocking everyone present. Let's watch this unfold together. It suddenly made sense he chose the very guy he was cheating with. The cheater looked confused, demanding to know why they were there. He ordered them out. The host apologized. Clark Gable introduced himself from cheaters, explaining they were only there because of the secret relationship. He revealed the couple lived together for years, while the bewildered guy asked who they were. The girlfriend explained the cheater's crew gave her the crucial information she desperately needed. It confirmed everything she had suspected. The cheater accused her of stalking him, which she found absolutely unbelievable. He denied everything, questioned if she was even his girlfriend, and asked what she heard. The other man swore she said absolutely nothing. He insisted they were just dating, prompting the host to ask exactly how long this lasted. 2 months, he confessed. Clark asked his name. The man introduced himself as Cole. Clark Gable greeted him. Clark apologized for busting in, claiming he was just working. The cheater wasn't having it, demanding the camera crew leave immediately. Stick with me here. He demanded they leave, but she fired back saying he was just mad she knew the truth. She laughed, pointing out there was nothing left for him to possibly hide. She turned away in utter disgust, unable to handle the situation. He taunted her for trying to walk away. The explosive conclusion was approaching. They were currently practicing together inside a local warehouse. The confrontation resumed as she screamed about the hidden affair, while the bewildered other man demanded to know exactly what was going on. The host introduced Kitty to Cole, telling Bernie not to worry. Clark asked Bernie for a moment, reminding him that Kitty was actually his girlfriend of 2.5 years. The host pressed further, asking exactly how long they had lived together. About a year, he admitted. Clark asked why he hadn't told Cole the truth, while Bernie defensively warned them away. Suddenly, a guitar was violently smashed. Total chaos erupted as someone got pushed, sparking shouts of absolute disbelief. Tensions boiled over. Someone yelled at Cole that it wasn't worth it, urging him out. Someone screamed to leave, completely sick of the entire mess. They begged Cole to relax, insisting it just wasn't worth it. The crew frantically tried to calm Kitty down. Relax. They pleaded for everyone to listen. We need to ask ourselves, did Cole have any idea? Meanwhile, the host scolded them for smashing guitars. You simply cannot smash someone's guitar. Someone challenged the smashed guitar comment. The cheater was furious, accusing the camera crew of invading his privacy. He insulted them, while Clark told Kitty he totally understood her anger. Clark acknowledged her anger to calm her, but she lunged again, making him question her actions. He called her crazy amidst the madness. People screamed to stop destroying his guitar. You and I are watching pure chaos as she grabs his acoustic guitar. He yells back furiously, demanding to know what her major problem is. She violently smashes it, calling the other woman a blatant homewrecker. The confused guy swears he doesn't even know her. They aggressively shove each other as she frantically screams, asking if this was worth it. She begs to know if it mattered. The security crew forcefully pulls them apart. Someone urgently warns them about broken glass. The guards step in, desperately begging everyone to relax. It becomes incredibly obvious that the side piece never knew she had a serious girlfriend. The cheater kept him completely clueless. He accuses the victim of having anger issues, trying to calm down the entire situation. The betrayed girlfriend realizes they were both brutally deceived. The cornered cheater deflects, accusing her partner of constantly invading her personal privacy. The heartbroken ex sarcastically asks what she expected after destroying their whole life. The cheater dramatically claims that her relationship completely drained the life force from her. She plays the victim card hard, whining about how her ex came in at level 10 and gave zero support for her future life ambitions. Furious, the cheater aggressively demands that everyone leave the scene immediately, especially the innocent guy she slept with. She starts screaming at the camera crew to get out, insisting they absolutely do not belong there. She wildly points at the front door, demanding her ex-girlfriend quickly pack her things and permanently get out of her shared house. The ex scoffs at the threat, promising to change the locks, since things do not work like that when her name is included. Checkmate. Her name is on the legal lease. Defeated and petty, the cheater sarcastically tells her to just have fun with the empty house. She adds a vicious insult about her making everyone around her feel completely and utterly miserable. The crew shouts a warning as the women angrily lunge at each other again. Let's pause right here. You and I can clearly see the shock on the guy's face when he discovers she actually has a girlfriend. The devastated girlfriend admits that realization makes it much worse. She processes the fact that her partner was easily deceiving two different people simultaneously. The guilty girl awkwardly attempts to brush this double life off as just her distant past. She pathetically calls it complicated. The cheater scrambles for weak excuses, claiming she was caught completely off guard by the ambush. Surprisingly, the ex tells the clueless guy she isn't angry at him. Then she interrogates him directly. Confirmed. They absolutely hooked up in her bed. The intimate details are entirely disgusting. She snaps coldly, warning the guy that he is highly replaceable trash. He openly scoffs at being labeled completely replaceable. He mocks her cheap insult, insisting she doesn't know a single thing about his real identity. So what do you and I think? She screams that his name simply does not matter anymore. She walks away. Someone suddenly throws a heavy trash can. The fight gets brutal. Absolute, final chaos. He summoned her. He challenged her to a fight. He mocked her with sarcastic threats. Crash. Someone desperately warned Kitty about the newly shattered glass. They pleaded to take the argument outside, far away from the dangerous debris. The cheating woman apologized to Cole for completely trashing the entire property during the brawl. Cole begged the crowd to leave. Someone demanded the frantic girl be removed. The cheating partner finally confessed, sobbing over the terrible betrayal that ruined their entire relationship. Silence. She cried openly, claiming she had absolutely no idea why she acted so terribly. She could not explain her unfaithful actions, especially towards someone who loved her so deeply. Her partner angrily dismissed those pathetic excuses about the affair. Security shoved the fighting couple backward. The guards demanded total calm. He called her insane, demanding she pack up her chaotic friends and leave the premises immediately. She finally retreated. He screamed at her to vanish permanently. You and I can clearly see Kitty struggling to accept her partner actually prefers dating men. Later on the reality show, we explore how she handled the painful aftermath. For now, the broadcast pays a respectful tribute to the late Annette Riley. She tragically lost her fierce fight with cancer. Annette previously shared the heart-wrenching moment she caught her husband with another woman on camera. Annette described seeing the surveillance footage of Patrick and his mistress as completely surreal. She held on to a naive hope that her spouse had a valid reason for being with her. The devastated wife desperately prayed their connection was strictly platonic rather than a full-blown romance. But when she arrived at the local pharmacy, she witnessed them acting exactly like romantic partners. The undeniable proof came when she spotted his prescription medication for erectile dysfunction on the counter. That humiliating medical detail made the infidelity painfully obvious. She knew they planned to sleep together. Then the chaotic pharmacy confrontation erupted on tape. Annette angrily confronted her husband about his actions. He lied about waiting for medication. She demanded to know the identity of his so-called female friend. Annette scoffed at that. She mocked the idea of a friend tagging along for private errands. The mistress played dumb, claiming she had absolutely no idea who Annette even was. Annette proudly revealed she was his long-term wife. She furiously pointed out his wedding band. Let's look closely here. The most shocking part was his arrogant attitude. The cheating spouse actually tried to manipulate her, claiming she had somehow granted him permission to explore an open relationship. He told the mistress that lie. Annette was utterly disgusted that he was not only committing adultery, but maintained his arrogance after being caught. He attempted to weave more ridiculous lies right to her face, showing a level of deep selfishness that truly stunned her. He actually thought he could justify his infidelity. You and I know cheaters always try manipulating the narrative. The mistress screamed that she wasn't letting anyone into her vehicle. The wife fired back, declaring it was her husband and demanding the other woman leave. She insisted the mistress leave, shifting the blame entirely onto her cheating husband. She demanded the cheating husband stay behind, forcing him to explain why she was left completely stranded. She'd made it clear he wasn't going anywhere. but home with her. She forced him to explain his ultimate betrayal right there. You and I can see the chaos as they violently argued over who was taking who home. The enraged wife screamed that it simply wasn't happening. She dared her cowardly husband to finally speak up and face the music. Now that Patrick finally moved out, she has had quiet time to process the entire ordeal. She focused on her health, and thankfully, she is now in complete remission. She is writing fresh music, playing live gigs, and pouring all of her newfound energy into her band. She had pushed those musical dreams straight onto the back burner, first because of her failing health, but even before her devastating cancer diagnosis. Her cheating ex, Patrick, had completely stifled her band's progress, ruining her chances to travel and tour. We can all agree she has a much brighter future without him, finally free to chase her ultimate musical dreams. Following that explosive confrontation, Kitty Ramsey decided to kick the cheating suspect out of her home. Desperate to cope with the betrayal, Kitty accepted the cheater's television program's offer for professional therapy. Meanwhile, Brittany Foster audaciously blamed Kitty for completely destroying their once solid romantic relationship. She boldly claimed that Kitty never truly allowed her to freely express herself. Foster shamelessly admitted to still seeing her illicit companion, revealing he even asked her to move in. When approached by the show's producers, Cole actually admitted he was thrilled dating a woman seeing other women. Cole arrogantly asked the cameras, what man wouldn't want a bisexual girlfriend? Her heart remains broken. Remember, if you skip getting your television programming from Goldstein's, you and I both lose money.